Hello, and welcome back to GovDoc News. No opinions, just facts and summaries of government documents. You do the rest of the work. Back at it, President's Executive Order modifying the scope of reciprocal tariffs and establishing procedures for implementing trade and security agreements. All right, here we have an update to an old executive order, 14257 to be specific, whose main focus is addressing larger and persistent U.S. trade deficits, the gap between the U.S. imports and exports in terms of goods. This new order updates the list of goods that don't have these extra tariffs on them, and updates the harmonized tariff schedule of the United States, which is basically a giant catalog that classifies all imported goods and their tariff rates. So some goods like certain metals, chemicals, and semiconductors have been removed or added to the non-tariff list, and others have been removed like some plastics and aluminum products. The order also lays out two types of trade agreements: frameworks and final agreements. Framework agreements are preliminary deals with other countries where they promise to make trade fairer or align with U.S. economic and security goals. In return, the U.S. might lower or eliminate tariffs on certain goods for a given country that enters into one of these framework agreements. So think something like the U.S.-UK framework agreement that was entered into a couple months ago. Not a final agreement, but decisions were made and tariffs were lowered based off of that framework agreement. And then we have the final agreements. These are more permanent deals, and once reached, tariffs can be adjusted further, possibly dropping to zero for some goods, depending on how much the other country commits to fair trade and U.S. interests. An annex that was labeled in the order, called Potential Tariff Adjustments for Aligned Partners, lists goods that might get a 0% tariff if a country signs a strong final agreement, including things like certain minerals, agricultural products, and non-patented pharmaceutical items. And obviously this is an ongoing situation, with the government continuing to monitor the trade situation and making adjustments as necessary. So this is probably not the last time we're going to see one of these executive orders. But that's it for this one. Kaimo, keep your mind open, do your own research, form your own opinion. Check out that Patreon if you made it this far. See you next time.